Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Around the Diamond, and we're joined, as always, by Rhett Conway, who I imagine is a lot happier this episode than he was in the last
I'm
one.
a lot happier.
Rhett, how you doing?
I'm doing great. 4-game sweeps are great for morale, I'll tell you what.
Absolutely. So, last time we talked, Red Sox not doing good. In fact, doing very bad. Since then, what has changed?
Bats finally got it put together. I mean, we knew we had a good offense. We knew we had a better offense than what we had.
Yeah.
Trevor's story has completely come to life and then some. I mean, if he was any more on fire, I don't think he'd be able to wear a uniform. It'd just burn off him.
It'd be like Slugfest back in the day. That's pretty much
Exactly
how it
like
is.
that. I mean, I was getting flashbacks, especially during his 3-home run game. And these weren't little dicky home runs. I mean, I think the second one had to have hit at least the Lansdowne Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Had a chance at the Mass Pike. I mean, this series he had against the Mariners. I'm just going to read his stat line.
Yeah, please do.
He was 6 for 13, 7 runs, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs, 2 walks, a stolen base, and a 1.844 OPS.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. And then the one game that he didn't do his best at, Devers comes in with a 2-home run game. I mean, multiple home runs all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
He's been hitting great. Devers as well. He's batting .440 with an OPS of 1.382 over the last 12, of which we've won 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've won our last 3 series. Everything is looking up.
Yeah, so I guess go back to story so far. Best free agent signing ever? Or
I don't know about ever, but when you look at our history of free agent signings, and we have big free agent signings like him, and they do that, I mean,
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that I was getting Carl Crawford flashbacks. I knew he was going to be okay, but
yeah.
It seems like every time we try to make a splash, damn, does it take forever to pay off. But
yeah,
he's definitely paying off, and in a big way. He looks fantastic.
Yeah, so you were saying earlier that, like, the main difference is hitting. Was there something that, like, changed, or just, like, maybe just a slow start? Everyone had to kind of find their groove, and now that they're in it, what do you expect?
I mean, from the outside looking in, it's hard to tell for sure. I will tell you that everyone turned it on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We had that we had that loss that we got swept by the White Sox at home.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a day off, and we went to Atlanta. And ever since then, we started scoring runs. And we scored 9 runs our first game in Atlanta, lost the second game 5-3, but then 7-1 against Texas, and then 11-3 against Texas. We took 2 out of 3 in Texas. We came home. We took 2 out of 3 from the Astros. I know that doesn't necessarily feel like a series win because that game 2 was pretty awful. But we won game 1. We won game 3. And then the Mariners came in. The least runs we scored in that entire series was 6 on Sunday.
Yeah,
which was they come from behind. We were down 4-0 after the first inning on Sunday. And you just have that feeling that you've had in the past where, okay, we'll score 4 runs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not an insurmountable lead for them. We're going to be all right. And that was something that we did not have going into it.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing I want to talk about hitting is Francie Cordero. When he was the guy that they decided to replace Travis Shaw with, I know there was a lot of grumblings. He has not looked good when he's been up before, but he is looking so much better this time around. He's got much better pitch selection. He is not chasing pitches that he used to chase. He had that triple in the game on Sunday. I know everyone's going to talk about it, and rightfully so. That grand slam that he had yesterday. Sorry, that was on Sunday. He had a triple on Saturday. The grand slam he had on Sunday. That was an 0-2 count. He didn't go chasing anything outside the zone that he didn't need to. He stayed within himself, 395 feet in the right field. Suddenly we got an 8-4 victory. I mean, he looks so much better than he did in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, other than them, any other hitters that you want to touch on and go in depth on, or?
Actually, what I do kind of want to do is get into. It's not just hitting. Hitting has definitely been the biggest thing. Absolutely. Tanner Houck has kind of figured it out of the pen, which has been very nice. He had 4 scoreless innings on Friday. John Schreiber, who is a journeyman type guy, he is 28, 29, and this is his first year really in the bigs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was out of necessity. he's yet to give up an earned run.
Pretty good.
Matt Barnes has shown that he can still save games. I do not feel comfortable, but he can still save games, which is very nice. And all of these things, I mean, Michael Wacha came back from his brief stint on the IL. He pitched 4+, I think it was 4.2 innings of 2-run ball. All of this has allowed us to option Ryan Brazier. I have some fond memories of Ryan Brazier. I have some very not fond memories of Ryan Brazier.
Sure.
But he, very much like Eovaldi, has just had a problem with the long ball this year. Every time he gets in, he has a long ball. And that's not looking the best. Eovaldi has already given up as many home runs this year that he gave up all of last season. So
that's not great. We're a month into the season.
No, but and the other guy is Pivetta. Pivetta has really picked it back up. He's down into the low 4s of an ERA, which is quite amazing when you remember how high his ERA was after his first couple starts. Started being an inning eater. He had that complete game that was just absolutely amazing. I mean, you don't get complete games anymore. The metrics say no, don't do it. But the bullpen needed a day off, and Cora struck with him, and 112 pitches later, we were fine.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Like you said, the metric, the game's really changed a lot. It's really, I mean, blame the A's, I guess, or not blame if it's better. But yeah, no, it's very interesting because like 112 pitches, like in my brain, it's like, oh, that's not too much, but it's probably not very common anymore, right?
Yeah, it's very much not, especially in the beginning of the season. Guys weren't allowed to go 60 or 70 pitches because of the shortened spring training. Right. But Pivetta came in. He gave up a leadoff home run to the Altuve, and I was like everyone else. Oh God, here we go again. Yep. He retired the next 18 batters in order. I mean, it was very, very well done. One thing I do want to add, metrics. You talk about you haven't seen them. If we had been paying more attention to metrics in 2003, I think we win that ALCS because the metrics said take Pedro out, and we didn't, and then that game got away from us.
Yeah, there's a lot less like letting the players talk the manager out of.
And I love the whole let the hot hand stay in. He's your best pitcher. And Pedro was our best pitcher. Pedro might still be our best pitcher ever. Right. But he couldn't really throw over 100 pitches. So did the metrics ruin baseball? Yeah, the lefty one out guy, the loogie. Never really liked him. My God, did that slow the game down. But also, it would have been nice to have 5 World Series wins in my lifetime instead of 4. So it works both ways.
We can't complain too much, but yeah, no, it would have been better. It would have reversed the curse a year earlier, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. Well, anything else? What do you expect from this team moving forward? Is this kind of the team that you were thinking they would be coming into the season? Do you think this is sustainable? Where's your head at?
I do think that this is sustainable to a point. I mean, 9 out of 12 is not necessarily sustainable. Right. I do think that we're going to be a much better team going forward. Yeah. I do think that we have a pretty good shot at the wild card. To have a good shot at the division at this point, the Yankees need to go on a losing streak like we did in April. They have been so incredibly hot this year. That being said, we're 3 games out of the wild card. We're 3 games out in May.
It's nothing.
We definitely have a shot at it. There are some good teams, though. Little more competition than I was hoping for out of the West. Both the Astros and the Angels have a very good team. And part of the reason why I'm still so optimistic is because of expanded wild card this year.
Yep.
So we'll see how that all works out. But if nothing else, from now on, I think this team is going to be very fun to watch. We do have, coming up, we have a very big question series. We're going to Chicago to face the White Sox, who swept us the last time we played them. The White Sox were not playing well going into that series if they swept us, and then obviously we were playing worse than they were.
Right.
They just got off a series win in the Bronx, where they just swept the doubleheader yesterday. They had a makeup game Friday. It's going to be interesting to see how well we play them again. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that we line up pretty well with the White Sox. But, we were talking about, we didn't have a chance to talk about. I was thinking about after that Texas series, man, let's see what happens with the Houston series. That'll be a real, temperature test.
Right.
And it's funny, now I'm still thinking the same thing with the White Sox.
Right.
But if we can take 2 out of 3 or at least play 3 very competitive games in Chicago, then we have 5 games coming up against the Baltimore Orioles, Some of those are makeup games from the beginning of the season. And then 2 games against the Cincinnati Reds, who have turned it back on and made it respectable. But my God, they were the only reason we weren't the worst team in the league for a while.
It was the threat of someone taking a dump in the truck in their stadium that lit a fire.
All right, guys, come on. We got to pick it up. Someone actually wants to take a dump up there.
Yeah, and they'll do it. You have nothing to lose in Cincinnati.
But honestly, I'm very optimistic. I know I've been optimistic, and I know that people are going to say that I'm always optimistic, and that's true.
That's fine. I mean, first and foremost, this is it's Wicked Good Sports. It's a New England sports channel. We're allowed to be optimistic here. And also, I talk about the Dolphins for some reason sometimes. Yeah. So, but usually not optimistically. In fairness,
usually not much optimistic to say.
No.
But yeah, I think if nothing else, this team is going to be really, really fun to watch. I mean. At one point, I think they were told to put them away, but at one point in the laundry cart celebration, they had money guns with $100 bills.
I liked that. I can't believe they had to put it away. That's
yeah. Nothing was said about it that I can find. There was no public reprimand, but maybe they just realized that was expensive. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, they're going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I think even having just that type of an attitude, even in a slow starting season, I think that's good that the team's not too down, and that it makes it easier to go on runs like this when the attitude is positive. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything we didn't touch on?
No, I think that's all I had. I'm sure I missed stuff. A lot of good things have been happening, but that's all I have.
All right, cool. Where can they find you online?
I write a blog. I will start writing again, I promise, on the Wicked Good Everything Sports website. And apart from that, I pretty much stay off social media.
Smart, very smart. I don't. I'm addicted. It's ruining my life, but here we are. Now, you can follow me on Twitter at the fake BMARR. It's BMARR if you want to see me ruin my life on Twitter. And then you can follow the channel on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport or at WG Everything. Instagram, Wicked Good Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Everything. And on TikTok, search Wicked Good Sports. Search Wicked Good Everything. Rhett, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Brian.
We'll see you all in the next one.